Welcome to You Name It, another exciting episode. My name's Jerry Taylor, and I'm here with Ryan Wilson. Aren't I, Ryan? Yeah.
We are. We're hand in hand.
Across a great distance. We're
We
hand in
we
hand.
have.
We have, and you may not know about this, Ryan, but
Probably not.
we have to issue a public apology this week.
What? I'm not
yes.
fucking apologizing to anybody.
Yep. Yes, you are. You'll
I
totally
haven't
agree
yet,
with this
and I'm
apology.
50. So why should I start now? It's like starting crack when you're 50. All right. What do
Well,
we
Ryan,
have to do?
You're allowed to start crack when you're 80. We'll get to that in a second. First, we have to apologize.
Well, and I'm
we
gonna,
at the
too.
You Name It. Okay. We at the You Name It podcast have to issue a sincere and public apology to Facebook that we didn't have a more graphic title for last week's episode because those bastards held us up for 2 days because they didn't like the title
yeah.
of our show. So I'm sorry that it wasn't even worse because...
That's true.
you know, if you remember the
apologize
title
for
last
that.
week, it was Geraldo Rivera is a horrible person.
You're breaking
And,
up. You're
they didn't
breaking
like
up.
that.
You're going in and out, dude.
Well, that's just the Skype part, remember?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I forgot. Okay, carry on. So Geraldo is a
Jeez.
horrible human being.
How much do I have to teach you about this stuff, man?
I don't fucking know, dude.
Yeah, Geraldo is a horrible person. Then every once in a while, we try and boost our posts so that more people can see it and more new people can see it. And we try to do it with this one, and for 48 hours, they let it sit there in review. And I can only imagine it's because Geraldo Rivera was a horrible person.
Well, I know what happened with all this.
Okay, what happened?
They were holding it up because if you ask Geraldo, he's iconic and he's a
Yes.
nationwide god, and there's some small third world nations that actually pray to statues of him.
Yes, I'm
And
sure there are. Yeah.
so they were well, we better check this out. And then the Facebook people actually watch Celebrity Apprentice and they go, nope, you know what? He's a dick. We'll let it slide.
Right, yeah. I wish we could have named it Geraldo Rivera as a dick because it would have been much better. And it would be it would be more truthful, too. Because he's not only a horrible person, he's just a dick.
Right. So yeah, they must have watched the episode and said, "Oh, well, we have no legal ground to stand on. They're correct."
Right. You know what this tells me? It tells me that they don't want us to have people share this show. You want to try that ploy on our audience?
Yeah, that's it.
You know
That's
that
a
whole
big-
deal. You see it every once in a while on your Facebook feed. They don't want you to share this post because they're afraid. Facebook won't allow me to share this post. So maybe we can
Yeah,
get
right.
7 million
Right.
people to share it by claiming that Facebook doesn't want us to share it.
Yeah, and it's usually something totally fucking ridiculous, like some kindergartner holding up a copy of the, national anthem or some stupid shit like that. They're not. They don't. That's bullshit.
Some kindergartner holding up a copy of the national anthem.
I don't know. Some stupid thing like that.
Yeah.
So,
I see it about like contrails and stuff like that. You know that conspiracy theory that they're spraying all of us out of the backs of the airplanes, like they're dusting us all with poisons.
oh yeah, right.
Yeah, and it was really kind of funny. I feel like I talked about this before. I don't know if you don't remember this, right? That
I might have been sleeping through it. Go ahead.
yeah, well that's usual. But this guy was posting a picture of the inside of an airplane fuselage, the passenger area, and it had all these giant tanks and pipes and stuff running around on the floor. And it's saying, see, it's proof they're spraying us and they're killing us off with, whatever, poisons. How could it be? It's right in your face right here. And if you look at the post that he had, it had a link for the picture, where it came from. And you click on the link to the picture, and it takes you to like a Boeing experimental aircraft site that explains to you that these tanks are ballast tanks, that they're filled with liquid, and they shift the liquid around to simulate where passengers would be sitting in the airplane. So they can test the airplane with different passenger configurations. You like more in the back or more in the front, more in the middle. Nothing to do.
Right.
It's completely benign, has nothing to do with poisoning anybody. And the link is right there on his post, too. I'm like, what the hell?
I do pass up most of that stupid shit. I mean, I don't see very much of it on mine, as I explained before, how I just kind of follow my band and music people
Yeah.
and that, so I don't see too much of that stuff. But yep, all kind. But we were held back. We were.
Yep. And Facebook doesn't want you to share this episode on your
But
page.
you put up a different title than we said to put up. I was going to just
Yeah.
say something simple like, Ryan thinks Geraldo is, an idiot, or whatever the hell we were going to do. It was going to be
Yeah.
something like Ryan thinks this. And
Right.
but instead, you took it the next level and said, Geraldo's a horrible human being.
Yeah, and it
God.
came in as one of the more higher listened to episodes because of it. And we had those comments
Yeah.
too. We had a couple of interesting comments. One one that was agreeing about and I don't remember. He talked about Donald Trump and Ted Nugent too for some reason. And then the other one was about how a guy couldn't figure out how to play the episode he thought was a video, which cracked me up. And I'm like, well, you
That's
haven't
true.
heard anything yet. You know?
Every time I click on it, it's just there's a little arrow. You click the arrow and you start listening.
Right. That's what I couldn't figure out. Like, how could he not figure that out? If you're waiting for a video
Nothing to see
start-
here, people.
Yeah, I
Nothing
told him
to
it
see here,
wasn't a
people.
video. That's probably what he was doing. He was pushing it, and he could hear it. He couldn't see it, and he got mad. So
Oh
anyway,
yeah, right.
we tried to help,
Yep.
and well, at least we didn't get anything too negative.
No,
like usual.
but it's too early to see us. You don't want to see us, brother. Just listen,
Right? Yeah. You don't
listen,
wanna look
listen,
at
and
this.
form pictures in your mind.
Hey, believe me, I have a mirror. I know the pain that's involved with
Oh, yeah.
seeing me.
Been living with my whole life, brother.
So that was.
So how's
last
things in
week's,
Milwaukee, Jerry?
Sodden with beer. No, not really. Let me get to that in a second. First, let's gloss over the news of the week, because I already know how this is going to go. The Oscars were this week. Ryan, did you watch the Oscars?
I did.
Oh,
I
did you
did
really?
watch the Oscars. You fag. Yes.
I was
see,
expecting.
you're setting it all up to make me look like an idiot again.
No,
Yes.
no. I was expecting you to say, when I brought it up, and I would say, well, this is the person that won Best Picture, or this is the picture that won Best Picture, and you would go, I didn't see it. I don't give a shit. Is what I was waiting for.
Birdman won, and I want to see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. This is why this is such a short topic for us, because I haven't seen Birdman.
I want to see all of them. To be honest with you, I really, I watched it this year specifically because I wanted to see the Birdman people win, and so I did watch the whole thing.
Yeah, and you wanted to see if John Travolta would mispronounce anybody's name again, right?
He was a pretty good sport about it. He was. They did a whole routine on it. I thought it was pretty good.
I didn't see any of it. I didn't watch it.
Oh, you
I just,
didn't?
No, but I know
Oh,
who.
fuck,
I
dude.
know the tally at the end. So
Oh well, no, they did a whole fucking John Travolta bit
yeah,
with John Travolta.
and he's a good sport anyway. So
Right.
yeah.
So they start. Who hosted it? I can't remember.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, Neil Patrick, who I really like, and he did such a good job.
Yeah,
and
he always
he
does,
said
yeah.
he said some name, and he said and if John Travolta pronounced it, it was Ichabod Crane or some stupid shit like that. And
Perfect,
the next two presenters were Idina Menzel and John Travolta.
Oh, okay, good.
And he came out and they did this whole bit, and he said her name right. And then when they went to read the nominees, he opened the envelope and he's like, I better not do this. You better do this. And, they did this whole routine on it, and he was a pretty good sport about it. He said, I deserved all the hassle, and, it was a good show. I watched it, the whole thing. It was a good show.
On a side note, with Travolta, have I told you that I ran into Mr. Travolta at a press junket before?
I did not hear that story.
Yes, Ladder 49. You remember that movie?
Yeah, fireman movie.
Yeah, exactly. So I had to go. What they do at a press junket, for those who don't know, is they set up a bunch of different rooms in a hotel, and the stars of the film will each sit in a room, and then they'll rotate reporters through. Each reporter will ask them questions. Also, they could be linked up. We were linked up to satellites, so we would go to different stations around the country. So the whole morning, different local news stations would be linked up and interview these guys, but they were all sitting in individual rooms and going on at the same time. You know what I mean by that? So, like KTL so and so would grab the satellite feed. They would talk to the star and they would say, hey, what's great about this movie? So these guys are sitting answering the same questions over and over again to different TV stations. This way they can all get it done at the same time. Anyway. So I see Travolta's giant noggin in the hallway. That thing, I'm telling you think my brother's head is a big mess? That big bean that my brother's got?
He's got a giant pumpkin.
Oh, man, Travolta's is way worse. It's like it's huge and it's square, and it looks hilarious. But beyond that, I had to go down to his suite, and we had to put up a curtain in the foyer of his suite so that when the doors opened and closed, people couldn't see in. And his suite was so huge, there was nothing to see in. You were looking into a living room area, kind of, but the furniture were off to the sides. It was such a big hotel room that I don't even know what they're worried about. But I felt so stupid having to go put up some pipe and drape so people couldn't look at John Travolta.
Like the Elephant Man.
I know.
Yeah, Paula did some of those junket things. If you remember when she was working on that show in Detroit, movie show.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay.
Movie Show Plus. She did that with Bradley Cooper and Robert De Niro.
Yeah, see, that was fun. I had Robert Patrick in the room that I was working in.
Oh yeah,
and he was hilarious. He was freaking like a 70s disco guy. He had gold chains, silk shirt open down to his chest, He was he's telling me in confidence, this is one of the best movies I ever made. And I don't really say that too often, but I'm telling you right now, if you want to see a good movie, you go see Ladder 49, because that's the greatest movie I've made in a long time. And I'm thinking, hey, I got to work here today. I don't give a shit. You don't have to sell me on the movie. But he was a nice guy, but he was really weird. I felt like I was sitting in a lounge with him in 1977.
I for some reason, I watched this year because, I don't know, there was just a bunch of movies I want to see this year, and a bunch of them were nominated. So,
yeah, I saw most of them.
Now I want to see them for... Oh, did you see Whiplash?
I saw Whiplash, great movie. Really dramatic. I recommend that. Yeah, I recommend that one. Did you see that one?
No, I don't. Yeah. I haven't seen any. And I wanted to see American Sniper. I wanted to see Birdman, and I wanted to see that Hotel Budapest.
Yeah, the only two I haven't seen is Birdman and that one. All the rest I saw. The Imitation Game, all that kind of stuff. So.
I was going to go to the movies the other day with Jordan and her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I'm listing off all these great movies. The Oscars were just on. I want to see them, and she's like, "Nah, what's that about? What's that about? Nah." So they end up going to watch. Now this is a 21-year-old and a 20-year-old. Yeah. They end up going to watch the fucking SpongeBob movie.
Of course they did.
And I bowed out and I sat home because I am not gonna. I don't care if it was 7 cents. I'm not spent. I said I got enough SpongeBob when you were 5. I wanted to kill myself. I'm not gonna do it when you're 20.
SpongeBob is hilarious.
I cannot stand SpongeBob.
Well, maybe you're a little too old for SpongeBob.
Well, I was not a stay-home dad, but there are not too many working dads that spent more time with their kids than I did.
Yeah.
And I had enough of SpongeBob and Barney. So, nope.
Yeah, Barney's a mess.
But I'll go see him. Maybe we can see him when you come home.
Yeah. I don't actually want. Oh, I thought you were talking about SpongeBob.
No, you dick! I just fucking told you I'm gonna hang myself if I see that movie.
Yeah, I thought you were joking, saying we'll go see SpongeBob.
No, I want to see Birdman so bad. I don't want to wait for it to come out. I want to go see it so bad because I like everybody in that movie: Ed Norton, Emma Stone, Michael Keaton. I just want to see them.
I hear it was a sad moment when Keaton didn't win best actor too.
Yeah, the guy from Whiplash did.
Right. Which was, I mean, the guy was really good, but
Oh, he was. It was great.
but the Keaton, they say that he had like his speech prepared and he tucked it back into his pocket when they didn't call
Well,
his name.
but because he won the Golden Globe,
Yeah, yeah.
and a lot of times the Golden Globe winner is the Oscar winner.
Right.
Because he did give that super great speech when he won the Golden Globe, but at least his movie won Best Picture, so that's
Right.
super awesome.
Yeah, that's good. I wish I could explain
You
more
know.
about Whiplash to you, but I mean, you probably already know the premise. It's the
Well,
school
I
and all that.
saw the whole premise, and because
Yeah.
they showed lots of clips because someone from the movie was nominated like in every fucking category.
Yeah.
So they showed probably 10 different clips of the movie. So yeah, I definitely want to see it. Oh, and I want to see that one that Keira Knightley was in, the chick from Pirates of the Caribbean.
Right. It's Caribbean,
It was
by
about
the way.
What?
It's Caribbean. It's
I
named
thought it's
after
Caribbean.
No, it's named after the Carib Indians. The Indians are called the tribe was the Carib. People just decided to say Caribbean
just said-
because they thought it was cool.
Well, what did I just say?
Caribbean. Yeah, it's Caribbean.
That's what you. Oh, fuck off, will you? What are you, an English teacher?
I just thought our listeners might want to know how to pronounce it correctly. They did the same. They actually did the same thing on TMZ the other day. They
Listen,
had the little
all of
battle
you guys
about
on my
Caribbean.
side, all of you guys on my side, just comment, "Shut up, Jerry."
They're wrong though.
We don't care. We've been wrong our whole lives. People,
All right,
stand
anyway.
up.
The movie that you're talking about is The Imitation Game, isn't it? Isn't it the one about?
Yeah, the German, the code dude.
Yeah, I saw that one. That was very good.
Oh man, it looks so good. I want to see that one too.
Yeah, I don't know what you would expect, but it's very dramatic. It doesn't move along real fast. It's
I
way
just like
dramatic.
I just like anything first off that Keira Knightley does.
I'm
So
Keira Knightley.
I think she doesn't sound like that. Thank God.
My daughter Mallory always goes around doing that. She'll just out of nowhere just go, "I'm Keira Knightley." I don't know why either.
Jesus.
Makes me laugh.
She is terrific. So I want to see that one too.
Yes, you
Let's
will.
do a movie day when you come home and just buy for the one and then fucking jump theaters.
They have that. When did they do it last? November. AMC Theaters. They do this deal where you pay $20. It goes to charity, and you can be there for 24 hours and watch as many of the movies as you want.
Really?
Yep, I want to do it next year.
Oh my God, we have to do that.
My cousin Jackie she went this past time, and that's where I heard about it. And I'm like, count me in the next time. That's way cheap. $20. It'd be $50. I'd pay for that. I don't care.
Oh sure.
You go watch 10 movies.
Because for me, the last movie I saw was with my brother's oldest kid. After he passed away, they were hooked on Transformers, so we went to see the new Transformers movie, and with Wahlberg. And I don't get to the movies often, even though I love them. But when I do go, I don't want to leave, man. That's it. If I could do it all day, once I get there, I'd do it all day.
Yeah, Mike LeBlanc and myself used to do that back at the old La Parisienne Theater. We used to go and we'd watch a double feature twice.
Right.
We would, too. If it was a horror movie, we had to stay because we tell ourselves it was for the gore, but it was probably for the boobs. When you're 12 years old,
yeah.
we
Absolutely.
sneak in, too. We're not supposed to be in that theater. We'd sneak in, hide in there.
Oh, yeah. We talked about that a bunch of episodes ago about when we had On and It. And that was, I'm like 12 years old, setting my alarm for 3 in the morning to get up when everyone's sleeping just to watch some ridiculously bad movie because it had like 10-second shot of bare boobs.
Right. That's
I
what's
still
funny
do that
about
to
it,
this
too.
day.
You look at any of those, right? You look at any of those old horror movies that we used to be so fond of. You watch them now, and you'll realize that it was what you're saying too. It was like 1 10-second shot from the side of some girl's boobs, and that's what everybody was all excited about.
Right.
And it was the Boogeyman was the first one that Mike and I went to go see. I don't know if you remember the Boogeyman. It was a 1980 film, I think, and it had one scene where there was a girl that was killed. She was sitting in front of her makeup mirror putting on her makeup before she got killed, and it was about a 10-second shot of her boobs out. And we stayed to watch that. I could swear we were planning on 3 times through just to see those.
Right. I mean,
that movie was great. Let's stay again. Yeah.
I mean, I remember when we were young, because it was before 19. What year was it that we had the On in the It?
Oh, that happened.
That was like
78.
mid-70s?
Yeah, 70. No, later 70s, 77, 78 probably.
Yeah, because when we had that one night at my house when we watched all the
that was
horror
actually after 1980. It had to be 80 or 81 when you had that night there, because the movies that were playing were, I think one of them came out in 1980. What, didn't Schizoid come out in 1980?
Well, it was the very first one that Jamie Lee Curtis was in, right? It was like the first whatever.
They
which
didn't.
one was
No, they did Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Okay,
yeah.
She was in Halloween, right?
But I think Friday the 13th came out in 79. I don't know. Mike LeBlanc?
Oh, okay.
Look on the feed. Mike LeBlanc will correct me. Maybe it was 80. I don't remember.
But wasn't On in It? Yeah, so it was the later 70s. But I remember watching something on there. It was one of those crazy like comedy movies. It was called the Kentucky Fried Movie.
Yep, that's famous.
You remember that?
And exactly. That was crazy. Yeah.
There's that scene of the girl in the shower behind the shower door, of course naked, and her boobs pushed up again. And I just remember, I'm like a young dude. I'm going, this is the greatest thing ever. I'm watching TV and seeing bare boobs.
That was like this. Didn't they like fart the national anthem in that movie or something too?
I don't remember anything except that scene.
Oh, okay. Friday the 13th was.
I am that shallow.
I was right. It was 1980. Yeah, they did
I guess
something
that's
else
right.
too. Like they put sunglasses on someone's penis and took a close up of it and sang a song or some shit like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, that's right. Because at 80, I'm in 10th grade. You're in
I don't know.
8th grade or 7th grade.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
Yeah.
So that was that. Wherever that came from.
Thank God we got done with that. What's next?
We went from the Oscars to Friday the 13th somehow. Crazy.
Boobs
we
take
have
you
something.
everywhere.
I have a recommendation for you. This is from the guys on the road here.
Okay, great.
They want you to download the app Tinder. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, it's like a dating thing or something.
There you go. That's what they want you to do. It's a dating application where you can set the distance from where you're at. So you'd say, I want to see everybody within 5 miles or 10 miles or whatever. And then
they all
pictures,
do that.
Their pictures come. This is how this thing works, though. Their pictures come up. You look at it like you on your phone, and pictures will come up, and you'll either swipe them away or you'll swipe them to the good side. It'll either be like a yes or no thing,
Right. It's like hot or not.
Yeah, exactly. But then at the same time, they're doing it to you. And whenever you get a yes, 2 people say yes, then they connect you guys together. You can't. There's so many of these idiots on the road right now that are doing Tinder. This guy, one of the guys that builds the displays, whose name will be nameless. That's his real name. It's his given name.
That's
nameless.
an odd name.
Yeah,
odd name. They must be from the Philippines.
He's had 3 dates this week because of Tinder. He's not the only one. There's other people around the show floor too that are doing that. So they go to these different cities and they're meeting all these people, going out for drinks and stuff. It's ridiculous. So
Jesus. Well,
that's your recommendation for you to meet your next wife. You want to meet her on Tinder.
So these guys on the road, they want Ryan to have a date, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, let's say that. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for the thought.
Maybe
I don't know.
They want you to give it a shot
about,
so you can report back how good your experience was, good or bad.
I don't know about you, but most of the dating sites I've been on since I've been single, there is not a long line of people standing in there waiting for a broke pro shop guy that has 4 animals at home and a kid who takes every single cent he has. I don't know. But if there's a site for that, I'll download it.
I am not in that world. In fact, I've never been on a dating site. Even they existed back when I was single, but
Well,
I'd never gone on one before.
all right, I'll make them happy. I'll give them some stories because I did do this for a short period of time, right after Paula left.
You didn't
And
do
it
Tinder
was-
though, did you?
No, I didn't. But they all fall into the category of the dumbest mistake I've ever made in my life.
Do they?
They all fall in the same category. So, I did your normal Match. Then I did OkCupid.
Yeah.
Because that was free. Because Match was like, they prey on your loneliness. You know, $29 a month, ridiculous.
29.
But
wow.
I did meet a couple people.
Yeah.
It's like 24 or something like that.
Whatever.
$120 some plus for 6 months. That's for sure.
Great.
So I talked to a few people. I meet a couple. A couple of them were all right. Two of them went back to their husbands. Now, at my age, this is what happens a lot because they're all recently divorced. They were married for a long period of time. Two of them ended up going back to their husbands because I saw them on Facebook.
After they saw you mean?
Well, yeah, I'm the cure for all divorces.
Oh,
So
maybe you
then I
could
go
show
out with this-
yourself
I-
to you.
Yeah, right. So I go out with this one chick. This is honest to God the truth. So we talk for a while, and it's going great. We go out for dinner, and she mentioned something about dogs, and I'm like, oh, God, yeah. I said, I've got a zoo at home, too. You know, I got 2 cats and 2 dogs. And she said, well, what kind of dogs do you have? And I said, well, I've got a Sheltie and a Shih Tzu. And she said, I don't date men with small dogs.
Really?
And I think she's fucking around because it's so ridiculous. And so I come back with this. I go, well, now easy now. You barely know me. My dog's not that small. You know, talking about my dick, right?
Right.
And she goes, no, really, I don't date men with small dogs. It says something. I have 2 bull mastiffs. And she goes to the bathroom. I leave money on the table. I fucking take off before she gets back.
Well, that's a wise choice. Anybody with that thought process is ridiculous. to
Oh
start with.
yeah, that was the end of it. And
I don't
did
date
meet,
men with small dogs. Yeah.
But if you could have, it was the. I'm thinking she's joking, so I'm like, this
Right.
next line's gonna be the winner that gets me in for the night. Hey, my dog's not that small.
Yeah.
No, she was serious.
Right. And of course,
Oh,
you do
fuck.
want to make dick jokes on your first date, though, too. That's what I always.
I'll go
recommend.
there.
I was waiting
go
for you
there.
to say he's got small hands and smells of cabbage.
I did meet a super cool girl that I'm still friends with on OkCupid.
Yeah.
But other than that, then I stopped.
Because that's what you need is more friends.
Yeah, I stopped because it was. I just. No, you know what? If you can't do it right, obviously at this time I'm married to college payments. So
Yeah.
if you can't do it right, just don't do it. So
No. And I'm
I'll have
joking
to-
about the friends. You do have a lot of friends, though. You've got a frickin' truckload of friends, that's for sure.
really, do I? I haven't
you're-
seen any of them in a long time, except
You're
you.
unaware of these friends you have.
No, we do. We are still connected. Yes.
That's good.
We just don't see each other that much because everyone's got their lives.
Yeah. And their hobbies. Her hobby
Right.
is obviously avoiding Ryan, which is
That's true.
a good hobby to have.
That's true.
Hey, Ryan,
Unless you need something.
let me ask you this question.
What?
Who would punch a baby? Tell me that. What kind of person would punch a baby?
Is this referring to me?
No, why? Have you punched a baby before?
I've wanted to.
That's kind of where that comes from. You know, there's always these comedians that talk about like flying on the plane and how they wanted to punch a baby in the face because it wouldn't stop crying and stuff. I can't remember exactly which one, but that entered my brain the other day, and I thought, what a brilliant title for our next show. What kind of person would punch a baby is the title of the show.
That is
Just-
so stupid.
Just to
Don't
see if
put that
anybody
up
will
there.
tune in, because no, I'm probably not going to do that. That's too.
The only no, you haven't had to, but when you go months upon months sleeping at 1.5 hour intervals,
Yeah.
it'll cross your mind. Of course, it never happened. But
That's why you had the
only
long pause at the
sound
beginning.
that makes
Wait a
me
minute.
Want to punch a baby?
Is which
Right.
one?
The only sound that makes you want to punch a baby is the sound of a baby crying.
Yeah. So you defeat the whole purpose to start with, just the thought process. You know,
When Jordan
it'll cause
Jordan,
the pain. Yeah.
Jordan didn't cry at all when she was a baby, but Justin did. I had to get up every hour and a half or 2 hours to get up and feed him.
Jordan
Oh my
didn't cry at
God.
all. She
It
just
was like
she just sat in her crib with a stoic look on her face. She didn't cry at
She
all.
didn't.
That conjures up a hilarious image, doesn't it? She's just
She
a very
didn't.
serious baby.
She slept with Paula, so she had
Yeah.
everything she needed right there, and I slept on the living room floor for 6 months.
That doesn't sound right.
No, there was no room.
There's
Ju-
no
there was-
room.
There was Paula, and then Jordan as a baby, and then when she's hungry, she just plug one in because it was just there, and I just slept out in the front room. But Justin was
I
a
thought
bottle
for
baby,
sh-
so I had to
I
get
thought
up
for
every
sure.
hour and a half or 2 hours, and I'm telling you, after 6 months of that, you are
Yeah.
after 6 months of that, you were on the brink of insanity. I'm fucking telling you.
Yeah. Speaking of bottle babies, I thought for sure you were going to go into the whole thing where you said there was Jordan, there was Paula, and there was Paula's maternal breasts, and there was no more room in the bed for me.
Well, yeah, Paula. So yeah, there was that baby refrigerator right there in the middle, and Daddy slept on the floor.
That's so sad. Hey, Davin, you hear that one? Ryan slept on the floor. That's called a shout out.
Oh, gee whiz.
It's just when I thought it couldn't
The,
get any worse. You're sleeping on the floor.
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, well, it set a precedent, I guess.
That was a long time ago.
So
That
there we
was a
go.
long time ago.
I can tell you this much, though. If you get punched in the face by a baby, it'll hurt just as bad as you think. That'll hurt
Oh,
you.
God. So how long are you still out on the road for now?
I still have another month.
A whole fucking month we have to go through this shit?
I know. It's not as comfortable as sitting in the shop. Which, speaking of Davin, he constantly thinks we're in a bowling alley for some reason. I keep trying to tell him, no,
Well,
it's
my
the
other
pro
shop is in a
It's
bowling
not-
alley.
I know, but can you hear any pins going on those shows? No. We're just in a dusty room where bowling ball mechanics go on.
But there's not a lot of freestanding pro shops anymore. There's just not. There's very,
Right.
very few around Detroit now, and I'm one of them still. Back in the day, there used to be a lot of them, but there's very few now. So,
Yeah.
that's all they'd hear is bowling pins if we were at the Woodland shop.
Yeah, and then if it was 1977, they'd smell smoke, too, because bowling alleys were the
He'd
smokiest
come,
places
he'd
ever.
come right through the podcast.
Exactly, right through the speakers.
Oh, it'd come right through the podcast.
You name it, in
Lord.
smell-o-vision.
So another month you're gone.
Yep.
Good grief.
Minnesota, then Dallas.
And then are you done for a while?
No, then I come back for a week or so, and then I go to Fort Lauderdale for 4 days.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Just keep pushing through if it drops out.
This just in.
Yeah?
I have lost Jerry.
No, you haven't. I can still hear you.
I can't hear you at all.
Yeah, give it a second. You'll be able to hear it in a second. Don't make me chop out this part. Maybe we'll have to.
Oh, there you are.
Okay, you can still hear it now?
Well, a good 15 seconds I couldn't. I didn't hear anything you said before.
That's all right. I'll chop that part out. Just create more work for me here.
It probably would have bored the shit out of me anyways. Don't worry about it.
I can't even remember what you're talking about. Yeah, it is getting a little choppy here. We might have to cut this episode a little bit shorter than usual.
Oh, you're coming in now, though.
Okay, that's good. But now I forgot where the hell we were at.
Well, I was asking you if, which I didn't hear your answer. So, is that the end? After this month is done, is then your season done, or do you have more after that?
Well, I have after the month, I have Fort Lauderdale, and then I have possibly Albuquerque, and those are just short little 4-day things, spread out a little bit.
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque.
Our buddy Tony McCadlow lives in Albuquerque.
Oh, maybe I'll have to give him a call and see if he wants to have
Yeah.
a drink,
Uh,
a beer
if you
in
don't-
Albuquerque.
If you don't have his number, I've got it. And he lives right on the side of a mountain that he goes biking all the time and hiking up. They've got a nice little place there.
Yeah, well, he'll have to bike over to my place because I don't have a car while I'm there.
Oh, well, he'd come get you. When I was there for a tournament, I stayed right downtown, and it was about 20 minutes from his house. He's about 15 or 20 minutes from the convention center in Albuquerque.
Oh, that's where I'm going.
Right. So you know what? We're probably going to have been at the same hotel because I stayed at the one big nice hotel, 1 block walk from the convention center.
Yeah, it's like a walk across the street or something is what I got to
Right.
do. So that's good.
Yeah. So it was
We'll
about
see.
It was about a 15-minute drive for Tony, and we hung out. And
We'll see.
You should do that. He loves when people go out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't hang out with him that much. Old Ted. That's the guy you call Ted, too.
Yeah,
right?
but he still remembers and has a greater appreciation for all the people back here because he's out there, you know.
We could do a lunch. Could buy him a lunch.
Yeah,
You know, that might be
he works
fun.
for the government.
Well, then I'll take that lunch back.
He took me on the tour of the government. He tests ground and soil for contaminants and stuff like that.
A boring government job. Yeah.
Yeah, but his office is on one of the bases there, so he took me through there, and there's these fighter jets and all this. Oh man, it was really kind of cool, to be honest with you.
That is cool.
So,
I don't
yeah.
know if you saw this, though, too. Speaking of travel, did you see? Lisa and I are going to Hawaii.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that she posted that she's got her, but I didn't know if that was with you or not because.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not kidding because she didn't say it. I don't think it said when, so
Right.
it sounded like she was like going now while you're out of town with some friends or something. You know,
She'd have a much better time if she did that.
probably.
No,
Because she said got to get to the gym and get ready for the beach or whatever the fuck, something like that.
Right.
And I'm thinking, well, it's got to be without Jerry. She's not going to fucking go walking down the beach with you.
Right. She'll roll me back into the water to save me.
They'd all be yelling, "Push him back in! The sun will kill him!"
The sun will kill him. He's a vampire whale.
It's a whale Nosferatu.
I lost some weight, but now I have to worry about that, though, too, because if I lose any
Well,
more
look
weight...
behind you.
What's that? What do you mean?
Look behind you. I found it.
Yeah. Oh, no. Stop it. But what will happen if I lose any
I'm
more
just
weight?
kidding.
All of my loose skin will get grabbed by the wind. I'll be like a kite.
It's a Shar-Pei walking on its back feet.
Yeah, exactly. A Shar-Pei. Somebody just a couple of weeks ago said that the back of my head used to look like a pack of hot dogs. You know, from the bald guy thing.
The back of the head speed bumps, a pack
Yep.
of hot dogs. I've
Right,
never
that's what
heard
they
that one.
said.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so you did lose weight. The back of your head doesn't look like a pack of hot dogs anymore.
Oh, that's killing me. That's good.
Yeah, so we're going out there. We're going to go out with Walt and Laura because they live. You're going to love that. You're going to get that one for a while, aren't you? Yeah. They live in
Oh, that's fucking hilarious, dude. I love that.
Phoenix, where there's a hub for Hawaiian Airlines, so we get cheaper tickets out of a hub city, you know. So
Right.
we're going to use we used points and
Oh,
a
cool.
little bit of cash to get to Phoenix, and then we got cheap tickets from Phoenix to Hawaii, and then we're
So when you guys doing this?
March, April.
Oh, wow.
May. Yeah, in the middle of May.
Nice.
And we're splitting the price of a condo because you could rent condos for cheaper than you can get hotel rooms. Either, you know, for the two of our little families here, it would cost us over $100 a night at a hotel anyway. And
Right.
instead, we're chipping in and spending $200 a night.
Oh,
you know, total.
Fucking way more than 100 a night.
Yeah. Total cost per night is $200, and it's got a full kitchen, decks, 2 bedrooms, living room, everything. You know.
Now,
So-
are you are the girls going with you, or is it just you and Lisa?
Oh, it's just the grown-ups. Yeah.
Well, your kids are grown-ups too.
I know, but you know what I mean. What do you think? I can afford to drag them along too?
All
do you
this
think?
auto show money you're rolling in.
What do you think? I'm you?
Hell
Gotta-
yeah.
Gotta drag my kid, do everything for the kid, bend over backwards. You know, I'll just send
Fuck.
them to Hawaii.
could-
You would.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, Jordan, I'm just picking on you.
I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford to take my kid on vacation to fucking Livonia, which is 15 minutes from my house.
Right.
Now the last time I was on vacation was 2000, and Jordan was 13 6 years ago. So 2009.
Yeah.
That's the last time that I was 2008 or something like that. That's the last time I was on vacation. I took Jordan to Vegas with me.
Yeah.
When I was at a tournament, and we had a great time.
But it wasn't really a vacation if it was a tournament.
Well, I mean, your squads are only like 4 hours a day, and
I'm saying still though, you were there for a purpose and
oh yeah, right. Well, that's
so when
how
was the last time you took a real like family vacation back when you were married and stuff? Did you guys ever do that?
Yeah, we did. It was 2004. That's the last time I was on a regular vacation.
Us too. We only really had one. We took the kids to the Grand Canyon and hung out there.
I mean, we did go on a bunch when the kids were younger. We used to go on a big, like, $6,000 to $9,000 vacation every 2 years. But the 2004,
Yeah.
me and Paula and the kids went in 2002 or 4, something like that. But the best one was bittersweet, but it was 1999. No, it was 2000, summer 2000, where me and my brother's family
Yeah.
and my mom, all 9 of us, went to Disney World. That was really good.
Did your mom get happy at Disney World?
Yep, that's our place.
But that's because your mother isn't always the happiest person.
Oh, she jokes with you all the time.
I know.
She's going to hear this, Dick.
I know.
And you're going to fucking hear from her. She's going to call you up and go, "The fuck do you mean I'm not happy all the time?
I'll
I'm the
just go,
happiest motherfucker around."
That's what I mean. I'll just go, see? No, I love that woman. She's hilarious. She knows what makes me laugh, and that's the shit that does it. I love hearing her angry talk. It's great.
Oh, God. Yo, you should have heard the story she told me tonight. Because, she runs her senior club. She runs the casino trips,
Yeah.
And she does like a tremendous job. She fills up a whole 50-person bus. She knows the travel agent people so well that
Yeah.
me and her went to their wedding. No joke, down in Wyandotte. So she runs these big trips, but this time her and just a few of her friends went on this different kind, run from a different person, where they have a bunch of different stops, and there's a bunch of people from a lot of different churches going. Well, I asked my mom, "How did it go?" And she went, "First time, last time." And then she just went into this spiel about how awful it was and how good hers was. And she looked at her 8 guests and she said, "You see what's happening today? Now, next time I run one, make sure you work at it and you appreciate it." Okay.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I need a big vacation. The next one planned is
Come on.
in
Out with it.
2 years, when Jordan's 21.
Yeah.
We're going back to Vegas to do it.
I thought you were pulling off
the
a
real
joke.
way.
I thought you were going to say the next one planned is my dirt nap. I thought you were
Oh,
going to say something
right, no.
like that.
No, I was just at a funeral at Santu and Son just this past weekend. I was shopping around.
That's nice.
Yeah, I put in a couple deposits. Told you I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
But yeah, when Jordan's 21, we're gonna go do Vegas the real way.
Yeah, because you have to be 21 in Vegas, I believe, anyway, To get into any casino, right?
To get into the casinos, yes.
Yeah.
But when Jordan was 13 or 14, one of the two, when we went, we had the best time. We ate at a chef's restaurant every night.
Yeah, I think you talked about this one before, actually.
Yeah.
Did you take her to Circus Circus? Could you still get in Circus Circus?
No, we didn't go down to that dump.
It is a dump, but I think that's the only one that ever let kids in because they have a giant arcade and everything.
Yeah, right.
Right.
We did the cabana by the pool. We did the Phantom of the Opera at the Venetian. We did, we had a really, really good time, but minus the booze, which of course she can, drink because she's in college now. So 2 years we've got it planned. I've been honestly, I've been putting away like $10 a day,
Yeah.
and so in a couple years we should have a nice little Vegas fund.
By the way, is that a new law in Michigan that college equals 21 now?
Well, it always has.
I know. It was always that way. You're right. Yeah.
Jesus. Hell, what are you talking about? High school used to equal 21.
Well, never really had parental approval of the whole process. Actually, when I was younger, we'll get yelled at about this, but when I was younger, I might have been out of high school, though. I might have been just 18, 19 out of high school, and I was allowed to drink up north where you weren't driving anywhere and you were stuck there at the campfire and stuff, northern Michigan.
Right. No, I mean, I didn't drink. I didn't drink until,
Liar!
Fuck you. Other than like when I was 5, 6, my grandpa would crack a beer and give us the first sip in a Dixie cup.
Yeah.
My first go out and drink beer was the night I graduated with your brother.
That was it, huh? That was the first one.
Yep.
I think we covered this too. Actually,
we're going into
reruns.
I don't remember.
I do remember this. Yeah.
But I didn't. Now, I know that this is happening. It's college. Of course, it's happening. It's not like what were you leading into the Ryan's a bad parent spiel?
I don't have to lead into that. You do it yourself all the time. No, I'm just kidding. Ryan's a normal parent. That's what he is.
You know it's going to happen, so you can either accept it and take control of it to make sure it's safe, or you can close your eyes and read about the tragedy in the paper next day.
Right. I understand the theory. I'm not saying you're a bad parent. I just make fun of it because you're right at that. You're at that time in her life that you have to deal with that.
Right.
I went through that before.
Well, I'm
worry
kind of the same situation now because I think for a while it wasn't one of your daughters that was under 21 dating a guy that was over 21?
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's where Jordan's at right now. Her boyfriend's 21, and she'll be 20 this year. Well, she's the center of attention at Alma at college. It's happening. So I try to make.
I hate to throw out my theories about that, but here's my theory. You could be in any wonderful relationship that you want when you're that age, but as soon as both parties are 21, that relationship is over. That's the deal.
Right.
Because there's too much bar going to from either side. So, there's too many different people at the buffet. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So, the dude is probably. It's a college town, so there's probably a lot of 18 clubs too, where you get your hand stamped and all that kind of crap, so they can go together. But once you get out of that world and you're stuck with just 21, he would be going out with his friends. She'd be at home being pissed off, and then when she turned 21, she'd be going out with her friends, and then, handsome people would walk by and it would be all over.
I mean, examining this relationship here. Jordan is definitely the more outgoing of the two, but she's very good moral-wise.
Should we be doing this right now? We're publicly speaking about all of this. Is this the right thing to do?
We haven't done the right thing yet.
I just want to make sure I'm not going to get any backlash from this.
Alma's not as big. Alma's not like you're saying, though. There are no clubs in Alma at all. None.
Well, they'd run up to Central.
They have to go. Right now, they do once in a while do that, but they're all so tight in their little social circle at Alma with the football house, the soccer house, the cheer house. That's what their life is right now. Part of the reason why Alma was the big decision, because it is more small towny.
So it's just a giant house party then. That'll work.
Pretty much, yeah.
That'll work. What else we got this week, Ryan?
I had 7 hours sleep in the last 2 days, so fuck you.
That's all for your doing the books for the company, is what you're saying, for the preparation?
Jordan said, well, we have to have the taxes done by March 1st for the FAFSA.
Yeah.
And God knows we don't want to go through the same thing next year that we did this year with me like selling my soul and, hand jobs on the corner to get tuition money. That was just miserable. So
you were getting hand jobs on the corner for tuition money?
No, I'm out there.
You were giving them. I'm sorry.
What? You don't know how business works?
Yeah, I was just thinking that you would have had a great time if you were just getting them.
So, yeah, she'd been going to Harvard. So,
and for people who don't know, FAFSA is the sort of the government grant system that you go online, you fill out. It's probably like federal aid student something or other. But that's where they'll seek out all of the grants and all the scholarships that you'd be eligible for, and you have to fill out all this paperwork to have that thing go into effect.
Right.
So
now these government loans that are no interest are only available. There's only so much of them, and they're only available for a certain amount of time. Last year, Jordan registered too late. She's 19 or 20, or she's going to be 20. So I can't do any of this. She has to.
Yeah.
So if you do it early enough in the year, then you get way more, and you don't have to deal with like what I've had to deal with this year. Daddy, I need $12,000 by the end of the week.
Right.
So, like that for really happened.
Yeah. I'll go see if I can hook up with the mob and take somebody out for them to get the $12,000.
So I do most of all the tax stuff myself and get all the numbers together for both stores and then give it to the accountant, because then it costs me way less. But it takes hours to do. So I did not get a whole lot of sleep the last couple of days because I got it done, and she took it to the tax guy today.
Yeah, but the FAFSA isn't really the loan part. It's the grant part. But still, you have to get in there early because the grants get all sucked up.
Right. They get all sucked up, and then you still have to come up with the money, because she gets about $22,000 a year. Now it costs $46,000 a year for Alma, but she can get way more than that if she does it in time.
Because she's a scholarship holder. We should add that so everybody knows how successful.
So she can get a whole bunch of the rest of it with these loans that I don't have to go to the bank and take regular loans for.
Yeah.
So we are, now we're ahead of the game, and it just took me forever to get it done. So, and she's in Grand Rapids now. She dropped it off to the tax guy on the way to Grand Rapids because Alma made the basketball playoffs. So her and a squad went out to cheer the game.
That's beautiful. Well, I, on the other hand, have had a lot of sleep in the last couple of days, so you could tell me to fuck off.
Fucking goddamn it.
Because this is one of those weird, it's one of these weird shows here in Milwaukee that it's just...
Do you know what I would do to be in a hotel like you right now, just sitting around, my junk in my hand, fucking just laying there in my pajamas?
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
You got the best life.
After about 5 days of it, you're bored out of your skull. I was thinking about going to the casino by myself. But I don't want to lose the money after spending a bunch on Hawaii, that's for sure.
I do.
So, but anyway, it's just a weird show.
Everything by myself.
It's just a weird show because it opens to the public at 3 p.m. through the week. It's only 3 to 9. So I'm just waiting around to go to work at 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So I got nothing to do but sleep in, which is really rare because usually I have to get up. On these road gigs, I'm getting up early every day usually.
Right.
So this is a little break, and I'm glad for it. But it really is boring. I watched The Voice. I watched two 2-hour episodes of The Voice today that were on this week.
Stop right there.
Yeah.
I gotta let the dog out.
All right. And we're back. So I was saying that got pretty boring here, so I watched I've never really watched this show before. The Voice. Do you watch that one?
I did. I used to.
Yeah.
Because I like Blake Shelton, and I kind of like Christina Aguilera now too.
She's back on it.
Right now, is that who was the black guy that was on it?
Pharrell.
No, the one that was before him.
CeeLo Green.
Yeah, can't stand him.
Nah, he didn't bother me. He seemed like a nice fella.
But
I didn't care.
well, with all the cool stuff to watch on the internet, there's. Well, go ahead and finish, and then I'll tell you what I just got hooked.
Well, one
binge
of the things
watching.
one of the things is that certain networks don't allow you to watch their shows. CBS is one of them because they want to protect their Survivor thing, which we'll get to in a second. But they want you to pay like $9 a month to watch any of their shows. NBC, on the other hand, the next day they have the full episode up. So I watched the two that were on this week. I got to watch the new episodes that way. You know, there's a lot of stuff to watch, obviously, on Netflix and Prime and everything, but you do run out of interesting things. So.
Well, I found the last 5 days or so I've been watching. It was a web series that they had 3 seasons, and it was called Around the World for Free.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
All right, and
I think I've heard
now
of
you'd
that,
you'd like some of this. Now, season 2 was done by Jeff Schroeder from Big Brother, Jeff and Jordan.
That's why I heard of it, yeah.
Okay, so he did season 2, and then season 3 was done by Parvati Shallow from Survivor.
I don't know who that is. Okay.
Huh?
I said I didn't know who that was, but now you said Survivor. Yeah, I get it.
Right, Parvati's like the best girl that's ever played. She's, won. She came in second in Heroes versus Villains.
By the way, thanks for all that because I haven't watched that yet.
Oh,
but thanks for the never-ending spoilers.
Sorry, spoiler alert.
And Survivor.
So
cut it out.
It's such a great show where it was 100 days. You leave with no money, and it's a live interactive show. So as they're going through this, they're posting on Twitter and the website, and people are real time talking to them, saying, "Oh, I've got a friend here. Here's their phone number," and then they'll get
couch surfing.
Right,
yeah.
And then they'll surf their way all around the country, and then do activities and stuff as they go around, and then they come back in 100 days, and it's just
Sounds
absolutely awesome. Now, just so you know, it was started by the guy who did the first season and a guy named Burton who was on season 6 of Survivor, Cook Islands, the first season that Rupert was on.
Okay, that's nice.
And Johnny Fairplay. Did you watch that season?
I haven't watched any of them, so stop telling me who's winning.
Okay.
We can just go, they were former Survivor contestants.
Right. So, right. No, Rupert didn't win Cook Islands. Sandra won. But
well, there we go again.
But
now I don't have to watch that one.
That's right. But Burton,
you have to be doing this on purpose.
So this guy started this Round the World for Free, and then they got Jeff Schroeder to do the second one, which was cool because in one of the episodes he's in Thailand, and he through the web thing gets picked up by this guy Boob, and he calls Jordan. He says, "Hey, I'm getting picked up by a Big Brother guy named Boo." And he doesn't know what it is. He thinks it's like the Big Brother where you take care of like a little orphan. No, it was a guy from the. It was a guy from the Thai. I'm telling you, it was a guy that was the fan favorite of the Thailand Big Brother show.
Okay, I got you.
So it was kind of cool because he took Jeff Schroeder to the Thailand Big Brother house where they film it, and it was just kind of neat to see that, But yeah, I've been hooked on that one online lately, watching all 3 seasons of those.
I'll keep that in mind.
Now, it's not like full episodes, though. It's like 50 or 60, like each episode's online, so it's like a 7-minute clip,
Okay.
It wasn't an actual TV show.
Right, it was webisodes.
Right, webisodes, right, correct. So,
there we go.
But it was good. I got turned on to that, and so that's been keeping me busy the last few days.
Oh, I watched the whole season 1 of a show called Bosch on Amazon Prime, which I highly recommend. It's a murder mystery cop show, but it's done in the. There's a big difference between like HBO shows and network shows like NBC. So it's done in that whole pay premium channel way, where it's all swearing and violence and all the stuff people really want to see.
Right.
So that's a good one. I don't know that you have. No, you don't have Prime, do you?
No. What do
yeah.
you do? Now, that price that it says, is that like a?
That's a year, yeah.
Oh, so how much is it for a year?
I think it's $79. I think.
Oh, okay. Or you can pay by the month.
Or you pay as you go, or whatever. If you want to watch something. But Prime gives you their instant video. They've got tons of movies.
Because that's what I wanted
and
to
TV
ask you.
shows
Because
and stuff for free. Yeah.
right, because I was looking at it because I wanted to watch some of the Survivor series. But so now that price, like if I was to click, like I could have got one of the whole seasons of Survivor, like the whole season for $15. When you click that, is that there forever to where I can go back different days?
Yeah, you own it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what does it have to be downloaded to my computer, or does it just know when I go to Amazon Prime site I can click that? I've already paid for it to let me watch it.
Exactly. It's in your library forever now.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's sort of like you bought the DVDs and it's just digitally on there forever.
Okay.
So
See, I wanted to ask you that because I wanted to do that,
Yeah.
but I didn't because I didn't know how it worked.
Yeah, you create your account where you have your login and your password, and then when you start buying stuff, you get your payment information, and then you're in there, and anything that you click on to buy the season is yours forever. So you don't have to worry about it anymore.
All right. But you have to pay that $79 for the year to buy that other stuff?
No.
Or can I buy just that without being a member?
Right. You can do that as well. You can have a membership but not have the Prime. Prime is a different level. What you would be creating is your Amazon account, and then Amazon Prime is just a different level of that. Prime will get you a bunch of free stuff, a bunch of free movies, a bunch of Survivor. There's like 5 or 6 or 7 different seasons of Survivor on there that's free, but then you can always just buy whatever you want.
All right.
Like the one you're talking about, you probably have to buy.
So just to join regular Amazon, it's free, and then I buy what I want.
Yep.
Oh,
yep.
All right,
If
cool.
you want
Then
Prime, you can get Prime. What you would do is you'd look on there for Survivors, and you would see how many you actually want to watch, because it'll say Prime next to them. You just make sure they're on Prime Instant Video. If they all add up to $70, then you might as well just buy the Prime account, and then you get that plus all kinds of other shit for free. But if you only have a couple of them you want to see, just buy them for $12 or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Great. All right, then I'm going to do that then. As soon as I get some money in my account.
Right.
Oh, I got to let Fred in. He's barking.
Well, we could end this if you want, because I think the lag is starting to affect the show. So,
yeah, because you've been going in and out the entire show, man. Half the time I haven't even heard you talk.
Yeah, and the lag, too, is where you're hearing me a lot later than I speak, so I have to tighten all that up. This is all tech talk. Listen to this. So don't hang up. Let's just end the show, and then we'll talk about fixing it afterwards. And Facebook doesn't want you to share this show. That's the
That's
deal.
right. But you can share it. Fuck them. All right.
Right. I just wanted to do it. Yeah, it's killing us. Anyway, next week,
Share it with
everybody.
your friends.
Thanks for listening.
Make some
and share it with your
comments.
friends.